last we left off playing Dragonfall, a run went wrong. What a surprise. And now we are likely still being hunted for what we saw in the basement of this, like, mansion museum thing. So, we need to try and figure out who set up the run. Oh, kitty. That's a good kitty. And we're supposed to go talk to this guy at a cafe. So let's get our Shadowrun on. Did my resolution just change? So now we're going back to the Kreutz Bazaar. Kreutz Bazaar. Excuse me. Cafe Sezve. So yeah, that's the guy we need to talk to. It's a menu board. Can leave back that way. Let's see what the menu board says. We can't bring her. Okay, I was gonna say we can't bring her dog. Caramel Soy Calf. So, from what I know of the Shadowrun world, if you're wondering what Soy Calf is, it's like coffee's incredibly rare in the dystopian magical future. So everything's like made out of soy. So they have Soy Calf, which is like soy-based coffee substitute. Let's talk to Jan Goldschmidt. Jan? Hello, my friend. The voice comes from the man in the chair, is as enormous as its owner. Oh, I should have said that louder then. A deep, booming roar dripping with unrestrained mirth. A fine day for Soy Calf, yes? I know he's Goldschmidt, but I'm thinking big, booming voice, maybe give him like a giant Scottish accent or something. It'll probably devolve at some point. Every day is a fine. Altug Barakazi. From the back of the store, the voice of the shopkeep cuts you off. Don't mind the fool in the chair. He roars like a traumatized walrus, stewing all day in his own sweat. The man behind the bar glares at Goldschmidt. His upper lip curled in disgust. I tolerate him only because he takes his soy calf by the bucket. Goldschmidt responds with a raucous belly laugh. Ha 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 ha! Apparently he finds the shopkeep's insults to be hilarious. Altog, mein Freunden. You are as quick-witted and as sharp-tongued as ever. I bow to you. That's not Scottish. It's something. He is of undeterminate origin. Are you going to Once again, the shopkeep cuts in. To bow to me, you'd first have to vacate your chair. The shopkeep claps his hands together, clasping them in the front of his chest. In front of his chest. I shall summon a team of determined young men and an ox to assist with the task. With luck, you will be on your feet by nightfall. Goldschmidt smiles at you, his small eyes glittering. Enough of the senseless bickering. You have approached me for a reason, yes? Tell me, what can young Goldsmith do for you? I'm too nice. Why have you put up with those insults? Don't you have any pride? I put up with them because they amuse me. The fact that they amuse me infuriates my dear friend Altog, who in turn hurls more insults. Goldschmidt raises his soy calf cup in salute. And thus the cycle continues. It is 2 years now that I've been your customer. Yes, Altog? 2 years of soy calf and strained patience, yes. And I remain happy, and Altog makes money. An ideal business relationship. That all sounds perfectly healthy. Take care, Jan. Until next time, my friend. Okay, well, I need to talk to Altog. The man behind the counter looks right past you and at the dog following close behind. Dante, I'll fetch his water dish, and perhaps coffee for our friend here. Soy Calf black. Turk looks disgusted. Very well. A soy calf. He tisks to himself. The man behind the counter has a broad smile and open demeanor of a classic Turkish street vendor. Welcome, honored elfendom. Welcome. And how can Burak Gazi help serve you today? Would you like a cup of coffee, perhaps? As in real coffee, not soy calf? Yes, for individuals of refined taste, I offer genuine bean coffee from my native Turkey. The coffee owner looks at you in the eye. The tone of his voice grows serious. This is top-shelf item, my friend, and not for the general public. Only for those of discerning connoisseurs who can properly appreciate it. I think I'm the sort who can appreciate it. Tell me about the Turkish coffee. It is hand-picked by my family in Turkey, a true delicacy of the Sixth World. This was considered a luxury even before the Awakening, when bean coffee was everywhere, every street corner, they say. Burak Gazi leans in close, lowering his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. Everyone goes in for a conspiratorial whisper in this game. And, like, I'm barely in it, and I think I've encountered that phrase, like, 3 times. Long hours in the shop have perfumed his body with calming lead, and there's calming lead again, scents of coffee, incense, and applewood tobacco. Trust me, if your coffee experience has been limited to soy calf, you must not deny yourself the opportunity. You will see God. Oh great, you sold me. How much? It is a specialty item, delivered at some cost. I cannot part with it for less than 50 nuyen a cup. I'll pay for it. Very good. Burak Gazi hands you a ceramic travel cup, which he then fills to the brim with dark, steaming liquid. The scent is intoxicating. Is there anything else I can get you? Paul Amsel sends his regards. I'm trying to remember who Paul Amsel is. Oh, Paul Amsel's like our fixer, I think. Back at, like, the headquarters. When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a narrowing look. Ah, very good. Please express to Herr Amsel my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen to in the future, I'm always happy to provide. He tells me you're developing a menu item for a friend of his now, Herr Winters, I believe. I want to hear all about it. Yes, of course, O wise one. Kami, come. A young woman bustles in from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of the coffee grinders. Burak Gazi spits something out in rapid-fire Turkish. Kami. As you wish, uncle. I will see to it right away. Kami offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, and hurries back into the room from which she came. My girl Kami is arranging to make contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you would do me so kind as to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I hate to trouble you. I'm embarrassed to even ask, but I will be most appreciative of your help. What is this trifle? The errand is simple, hardly worthy to you. I've installed a number of data taps to Berlin's fiber optic network. As part of my civic duty, you understand. These taps provide free matrix access for all those who live in the Kreuzbazaar. In order to maintain their, their anonymity, each tap's protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish for you to visit each data tap and reset it. That's it? No catch? There is no catch, I assure you. It is time-consuming and a bit tedious. Nothing more. Just reset the taps and come back when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around this neighborhood. The first one is just outside. Look for a metal box with yellow arrows painted atop it. By the time of your return, I should have information Herr Amsel requested. So now I have some Turkish coffee that I don't really need for anything. I just wanted it. I was like, I want coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee. Come on, Wolfers or Dante. There it is. There's the data tap. Okay, so we haven't gone in here yet. An elf named Absinthe? Something about the young elf behind the counter makes your breath catch in your chest. She's lovely to look at, but is a strange kind of beauty. Her eyes are large and luminous, and impossibly green. As she looks up at you, you can see that her irises are flecked with iridescent gold. Hello, and welcome to Algernon's. Perhaps I can help you with something. She smiles at you, her eyes fixed on yours. A curious feeling of weightlessness fills your chest. It feels as though you're floating on a warm, calm sea. Oh, this is not good. A gentle current pulls you closer to Absinthe, with the sensation is pleasant. As you drift, the golden specks in her eyes begin to move. Look deeper into her eyes. The golden specks in the elf's eyes shift and swirl, slowly picking up speed. It's mesmerizing. All at once, the specks explode into light and color. Absinthe's eyes now fill your field of vision, and it feels as though you're drowning in an alien sea. The patterns traced by the shimmering specks of her eyes are kaleidoscopic, enchanting, nearly impossible to turn away from. You are lost. Your entire world has been reduced to a churning vortex of green and gold. Dimly, you become aware that something is happening. You feel your body being buffeted by unseen forces, and suddenly everything goes black. Oh, that was a bad choice. Slowly and painfully, you struggle your way back to consciousness. The shop's owner, Algernon, is peering down at you, an expression of concern on his face. Absinthe stands beside him. Her expression is one of embarrassment. That is some hair. That is some crazy hair. And some crazy eyebrows. Welcome back, my friend! Algernon extends a hand to help you to your feet. Absinthe shifts slightly to allow you to stand. What was that? What happened? My fault, and my apologies. Sometimes when I daydream, I bring others along for the ride. It was unintentional, yes. But there was no harm done, correct? You'll be fine. No harm done. If you excuse me, I'll go stand in the corner for a while. Greetings, young elf. The elf's voice is smooth as silk and rich as clotted cream. Something about him instantly puts you at ease. Oh, I gotta do a smoother voice then. No, that's southern, not smooth. Yeah, it's just gonna come out silly until Algernon, half dream, the owner of this establishment. In my shop, you will find only the finest in magical paraphernalia. Now tell me, how may I serve you? I've got a question for you if you don't mind. You're in luck, I have many good answers. Oh, I should... What's the deal with your assistant? There's something funny about her eyes. Absinthe is a friend, nothing more. She helps out around the shop when the fancy strikes her. She's nobody's assistant, and I'm no one's master. Yeah, I know, but that's half the fun. Pauses for a moment, considering. I believe they suit her personally. Now, Is there anything else that you need to know? I'm just gonna be going. Where's the fun if I always do the voices the same? Yeah, that's exactly what I need. So we've got a Romani patriarch. He is an impressive figure, an enormous man in his late 60s, burly and broad-chested despite his age. His voice is deep and resonant, and his breath is heavy with the stench of pipe tobacco. Davin Baxal Elf, you're here to conduct some business. If so, I welcome you to medic arms and ammunition. If not, keep on walking. Don't mind me, I'm just passing through. Medic's face hardens with a brief pause, and he gives you a curt nod. Very well, Gadji. But if you come round again, you come with money, and you come to buy, understand? He takes a shooing motion with his hand, waving you away. Move along now. Devlesa. I will eventually control my tongue. I refuse to let my tongue master me. I will be the master of my tongue. It sounds strange. But it's true. I mean, like... the accents in the way are bad, but at the same time, I enjoy trying to at least flex my capability. As you're resetting the data tap, you notice that someone has duct taped a small hand homemade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from the receiver. Put the earplug in your ear. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you find that you can make out two distant voices. A nasal woman who speaks sounds like a heavy smoker, and a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. Just heard Monica. Need to verify. Good for us. The sound like a conveyor belt starts adding to the noise of the machinery, and you can't make out anything else until it comes to a stop a minute later. Think our next step. Wait. Isn't ready for you to make a move yet. To be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more. Ugh. More conveyor belts start up. All you can hear is the sound of machinery. Some sort of motorized vehicle starts up, drowning out everything else. A bell rings loudly and loudly again. It sounds like a telephone. You hear the sound of a door slamming shut, and the noise of machinery is suddenly muffled. There's a rattle of plastic, and the ringing stops. The nasal woman's voice can be heard again in a sing-song tone. Guten Tag. How may I help you? And then there's silence. Her tone changes, becomes more businesslike. I heard. Silence. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make a move yet. What do you think I am, an idiot? The council needs to meet again. I know. Getting everyone in the same room is challenging.
Getting them to agree on a course of action is going to be even more challenging. From my perspective, the Quartz Bazaar was only stable because of her. Yeah. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we? Yeah, I know. What can I say? Things go slowly in the flux sometimes.
You hear the sound of the door opening again, and the cacophony of machinery fills the line. You can't make out anything more. That was a lot of talking. Can I access the phone booth again? Oh. That's the hardest thing about doing voices for this stuff, is it's really easy to just be like, oh god, I have been talking and talking and talking. I need water now. Oh, went to go check something. Okay, so we got the data taps done. Let's see what Eltug wants. Eltug smiles at you behind the from behind the counter. Welcome back, honored elfindom. How may I serve you? I finished with your little trifle, Herr Baragazi. Ah, very good. I assume you had no difficulties? Difficulties, no. One of the taps had been modified a bit, though. Someone was using it as a surveillance device. He laughs. Of course they were. I would be surprised if they weren't. This is Berlin, after all. In the flux, everyone spies. If you do not spy, how will you know who is in power and who will be in power next? If you stay here, elfindom, you must get used to it. Who enters the Turkish bath will sweat, as my uncle Tamadir always says. Nevertheless, I shall have one of my people look into it. Wait, there's more. I listened in on the tap and heard something might be important. His eyes follow you closely, amused. Ho ho! Tell me, O listener at keyholes, what did you hear on the surveillance tap you found? I couldn't make out much. A nasal woman and a high-pitched man, they seemed pleased that Monica was out of the picture. The Turk's face falls. News travels fast in Berlin. These two are known to me. Is there more? The woman got a call. She talked about a council meeting tonight to decide if they should make a move. Then she was drowned out by heavy machinery. He nods grimly. Most excellent. It is indeed fortuitous that you had discovered this information, though it is not unexpected. I will have one of my people attend this council meeting and report back. Sounds good. Keep me in the loop. With that out of the way, let us return to our pressing business. He barks a stream of rapid-fire Turkish, and the gum-chewing young woman comes hurrying back out. You mean you for Herr Amsel, uncle? Kami hands you a folded piece of paper. Inside is a memory stick. Please extend my consolations to him. The death of Fräulein Schäfer must have hit him hard. Barak Ghazi gives Kami a small nod, and she hurries out of the room. When she is gone, he returns his attention to you. Please express my condolences as well. I only just heard the news. Monica was an important part of this community. He frowns. Few know how important. The memory stick Kami just handed you should contain all the information Herr Amsel requires from our chef in the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. So, we gotta take that to Amsel. Alright, let's go see Amsel. Amsel! Amsel! Where are you? I know where he is. He's in here, but still. I meant to look up what that means. Nirfir mitbaiter. Mitarbeiter. Mitarbeiter. And whatever. I'll look it up sometime. I will remember eventually. Why is everyone gathered around? It's not a good sign. Fox. Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get... Coworker? Did you get the information about Green Winters? Yes, I spoke to Altug. He gave me this memory stick. Let us see what his agent has to say. Amsel snatches the memory stick from your hand and slots it into his computer terminal. He navigates a series of command line menus, and a wall of amber text floods the screen. Amsel scans it, mouthing the words as his eyes flit back and forth. Barracks Ghazi's agent tailed the Green Winters to a hotel in a cesspool of a Kiez called Dragonfall. The hotel is called Das Kesselhaus. It is a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Dragonfall. It appears that Winters is holed up there. Recently, there was some contention between the two gangs over the control of this neighborhood. Due to the gang violence, the agent refused to follow Winters inside the hotel. But he confirms he is still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Arga slings her rifle over her shoulder with a single spare motion. Get up, people. We have a hotel to raid. Gloria and Diedrich pause, exchange looks with Paul. Just a moment, Iger. Amsel rises from his chair, drawing himself to full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. You are an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is equally commendable. That said, we believe that Fox is the right choice to lead the team. There's a long pause before Iger speaks, and when she does, her voice comes out dull and flat. Flat? Don't mistake this decision for reprimand. Monica considered your contributions to the team to be invaluable. But we all know that she wasn't comfortable putting a soldier in charge. Iger speaks through clenched teeth. Her words are measured, but her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge. Again. She shakes her head. Don't you people learn from your mistakes? Fox is the reason we're still alive, Iger. She kept us together. She led us out of there in one piece. Making her your number one girl. She sounds tired, resigned, and above all disappointed. This is your flux state idiocy at work, isn't it? Diedrich reaches out, puts his hand on her shoulder. It's what Monica believed in. Iger's voice tightens for a moment. Control slips and her face contorts in grief. Yeah, and look where it got her. She straightens to her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only two things matter. The mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place on a Shadowrun. Diedrich manages a smile. What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong political views. Iger sighs. The tone of resignation returns to her voice. Screw it. Let's put an end to this. I've got the skill and experience to lead this team. Fox, on the other hand, was appointed by Monica as the joke. If you'd rather she take the lead, I'll abide by that, but I want to hear each of you say it. I'll have no quarrel with you, Iga. I'll do as the group wishes. You stay out of this. She stabs an armor finger into your chest hard. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back and he lets out a low growl. Reflexively, she takes a half step back. I think you heard what Dante has to say. As for my part, Fox saved our lives back there. You may not believe it, but she did. The way I see it, that means I follow her lead a while longer. Glory's voice as well. Some of these I'm going to not read because it's like it talks about what Glory sounds like, and I'm just going to do that. I trust in Monica's judgment. Therefore, I trust in Fox's judgment. The discussion is finished, Iga. Amsel speaks softly, but his tone is firm. Fox will take Monica's place as the leader of this team. I'll do whatever it takes to keep this team and Monica's legacy alive. That includes taking your advice, Iga. Iga gives you a small nod. So that's big of you. She looks from Diedrich to Glory to Amsel, finally down to at Dante, and she sighs. I don't agree with this decision, but I will respect it. Fox takes the lead then. Conversation closed. It's time to move on. We need to focus on chasing down Green Winters. New objective. Optional. Investigate your mission. Indeed. I've transferred the information that we received from Altog to the computer terminal in the next room. It used to be Monica's personal workstation, Fox. Now it is yours. Monica kept a variety of notes and dossiers on the machine. I would suggest reviewing her notes when you have the time. Amsel turns his attention away from you and back to his computer screen. Good hunting. I will eagerly await your turn. I wouldn't suggest driving to Drogenkeep. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-Bahn would be faster anyway. Thanks for the tip, Iga. The U-Bahn it is. Iga nods and then returns to check her equipment. The rest of this group disperses in turn. You now command a team of Shadowrunners. When traveling to new mission locations, you will be able to choose which members of your team to bring and modify the layout for the run. If members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they will automatically be extracted for emergency medical care. They will be patched up and ready to receive action the next time you return to the safe house. Avoid this loss of firepower by always carrying some Bumona trauma kits into the field. These can be purchased at the Street Docks office in the Kreutz Bazaar. Yeah, I do need to get some of those, because I think we used 2. So is the computer in here? No. Ah, there's the computer. Your workstation and mission computer, the command center of your team's operations, and your last link to the memory of Monica Schaefer. Her thoughts and words live on in the machine. At times, it's easy to forget that she's gone. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies that you have 0 unread messages. Read your old messages. And there's a video. Oh god, how did Monica talk again? Like Iga, but less subtle, I think. I think that's how I had her sounding. Like Iga, but less subtle. The screen flickers to life, and Monica's face appears. Her eyes are on her... Her hands are on... Why did I say her eyes? Her hands are on her hips, and she's wearing a wry smile. Hey, S. If you're reading this, it means I've either died or stepped down. Hopefully the latter, but probably the former. Not many Shadowrunners make it to retirement age. In any case, I am sure that you'll do a fine job in the role. If you need anything, talk to Paul. He's a good man. And he knows how important it is to me that you take my place. One thing is, Arga might cause you some problems. In fact, I think it's a fair bet that she already has. Just remember, she brings something to this team that nobody else does. You'll want her on your side. My advice to you is this. Hold your own with her. If she pushes you, push back. Don't try to butter her up with flattery. She'll see right through it. Most of all, do what you can to earn her respect. She'll never be satisfied following you if you don't give her a better reason than because Monica said so. I have faith in you, Ace. It's up to you to justify that faith. She half turns away from the camera and then returns her attention to you. The image is uncannily lifelike. Oh, and by the way, Ace, if you botch this, I'm coming back and haunting your ass. I mean that. The message ends and the image fades. You find yourself back in your inbox. Just remember you're my favorite customer. I'm Captain Shepard and I endorse this message. And look at Monica's team personnel files. Oh geez, more Monica to talk. Image of Monica smiles on the screen. Fox, my secret weapon. I've run enough with Fox to know that she's trustworthy. Good in a fight too, and beyond all that, it's good to see her again. There aren't many people left from the old days. Far too few, and Fox. But she was always the best of them. God, that was sappy. Mental note, re-record this before Fox gets a chance to see it. At any rate, if anything happens to me, it's good to know that she'll be on hand to fill my shoes. It's not what Iga would want, but it's what will be best for the team. So. Paul, a talented and well-connected fixer. His contacts are all over Berlin. He's more to me than that, of course, but that's neither here nor there. Diedrich, one of my dearest friends and a shaman of tremendous power. A good man to have at your side in a fight. I tend to use Diedrich in a support role. His magic can dramatically bolster the combat effectiveness of a frontline fighter like Iga or Glory. But when the chips are down, he's more than capable of dishing punishment on his own. You can't think of much else to say about Diedrich. Just a good, reliable guy. He is getting a little long in the tooth for a Shadowrunner. I'm not sure how many more years he has ahead of him in this game, but I'll be happy to run with him for as long as he is able. We'll see, I suppose. Glory, a damaged enigma. I've known her for almost 5 years now, but I don't think I will ever really know her. Somehow, I doubt anyone will. On an operational level, Glory is solid. That chrome of hers may be old, but it gets the job done. I've seen her take a troll apart with her hand razors, and when her adrenal pump is running, she moves faster than anyone I've ever seen. On top of that, Glory is a competent field medic. I don't know where she learned medicine, yet another question mark. But she has patched me up at least a dozen times. Between her skill with a medkit and Diedrich's magic, we haven't had much trouble with serious injuries, and in our line of work, that's a luxury. That's really all I know about Glory. She keeps to herself, barely talks, and spends most of her off time staring at nothing. I've seen this kind of behavior before, of course. Something bad happened in her past. Deep down, I think she's still running from it. And I'm sure her cyberware ties into it somehow. I don't know. Maybe someday she'll open up to me. I'd like to know that I'd like to think that she will. We'll see, I suppose. And now Iga. Iga. What to say about Iga? She's smart, she's strong, and she's one hell of a soldier. In a close-up fight, I've seen her take apart an entire security team with her shotgun, and she's even more dangerous at range. It's a handy thing having a trained sniper on the team. All in all, we enjoy one hell of an advantage thanks to her. Unfortunately, there are some disadvantages too. All of that military training has left her, how do you say, rigid? I suppose. Unlike the others, Iga isn't content to go with the flow. She wants lists and maps and timetables, and she wants a hierarchy, and she wants it formalized. I don't think that she realizes it, but giving her what she wants would destroy this team. Gloria and Diedrich wouldn't put up with it for more than a day or two. I know that I wouldn't, but she keeps on pushing out the same. One of these days, this situation is going to come to a head. I just hope it doesn't happen soon. Now, Monica's not alive. I'm just going through her computer, which is kind of now my computer. Ooh, my spoofing is set to 1. Killer in Seattle thread. Anyone out there reading this? City's got a Lone Star contract, and they can't catch the guy. This Emerald City Ripper has been going on a spree, and so far no one has a clue. Pathetic. If something like that happened on my block, some vigilantes would have tracked him down and stopped him. Shows how good state payroll cops are. Maelstrom. 4 o'clock. 4:13 in the morning. 24th of July, 2054. Who says it's a he? They don't have any leads. Tolstoy. Ha! I'll be in Seattle about next week. Forward any info you have about this Ripper, and I'll see about taking him out for a date with my Walther MA-2100. I'm sure Lone Star will have a fat reward waiting for a blast this goon. That was Pro Shot. Is Blutz. I think that's the name. I'm still recovering the logs. This hot dogger just trashed my Lantrid hosting server. Sounds like some kid pissed all over his cartoons getting cancelled. Left a bunch of garbage files all over my disks. I'll be cleaning them up for days. They should make you pass a dumbass test before you're allowed to have a deck in this town. Lumens. Step up your security. Write some white ice programs if you can. At least make the kid's hair stand on end for a few hours next time he tries it. Just make sure that your ice is quick. Heavy-hitting ice is no good if you can't catch up with an intruder. A fact that I take advantage of on a regular basis. Clockwork. Always running ACW. The smiling bandit. Strikes again. Ha ha ha. Like clockwork. If you two are finished, I did have ice on the thing. Tracked the hole down. Grocery store across the street was piggybacking on my land, and they left an unsecured jack point in a bathroom stall. Old as hell maintenance jack in a fuse box, and my security ignored it. Mystery solved. Shadowland isn't your personal tech support board, Lumens. Glad to see you fixed your own problem. Only way you're gonna learn. Maelstrom. There's no more posts. So we're gonna post that pay data for sale. Attach data to escrow account. Data will be automatically sold to the highest bidder. Both parties will remain anonymous and through a transaction. And we're going to post the Antiquities delivery schedule as well. Oh, okay. That was a subsection. We're in Berlin. There's no Lone Star here. Lone Star is, well, maybe there is. But I don't think there is, really. Because from the sounds of it, like, Berlin's all anarchic. Let's open the jobs directory. View notes and completed jobs. Completed jobs, enter query. Open the jobs directory. View all pending and active jobs. We don't have any. Okay. We need to go gather some more trauma kits. And then take the U-Bond to the place that we're going, like Dragonkeep? Dragonkeep. I did that. So we just need to take the U-Bond to Dragonkeep. Alright. Okie dokie. I need medical supplies. Okay, let's buy all of those. I'm really not liking this. I need a rigger. Not a rigger, a decker. Okay, well, let's buy another med kit. Where would I buy guns? Probably from the Romani guy. I think that's where it was guns. I have cash and I need weapons. Show me the goods. Do I need... Good. It doesn't look like I need to buy ammunition. I was a little worried that I might have to. Okay. Assemble the team and travel to Das Kesselhaus Hotel to search for Green Winters. The Drug Pit. Das Kesselhaus Hotel and Nightclub. Crown jewel of Drogenkeep. The filthiest kies in Berlin. Opening the door to the ground-level dance club is like bashing your head into a wall of sound. Flashing lights stab your eyes, and the air is perfumed with crisp synthahol and engine grease. Everything in here is cranked up to 11 and a playground for the numb. Green Winters is somewhere in this building. You steel yourself for the sensory assault and step inside. The team makes a quick check of their weapons and follows you into Das Kesselhaus. Okay, so let's put that in the stash. Okay, so you have one. Iga does not, so let's give Iga one. And she has one, so that's fine. Kind of want to leave the rest of that as is. Okay. Okay, I think Inglory's claws are locked. Why are they locked? Oh, I don't know. I'll figure it out as we go. Sexy dancing elves. And a teched out bouncer. The troll working the door might be the shortest you've ever seen, and the thickest. Despite the pounding music and the writhing bodies, his face is buried in a comic book. He looks up, gives you a cursory once-over and sighs. Welcome to Dusk Castle House, now under new management. Again. There's no cover, just go in and get your fix. That's Kroner at the bar over there, he'll take care of you. He buries his nose back into his comic book while tapping a meaty thumb on the black plastic slung from his belt, a high-powered stun gun. Just play nice, or you'll meet Herr Zapp. Have fun. It's a hotel, right? I want a room. His eyes never leave his comic book. Do I look like a front dirt? I will command you, tongue. I will be able to read, and then say the things I read. Do I look like a front desk clerk? Hotel's closed. Renovations. Do you want somewhere to crash? Go somewhere else. Maybe you could take a room deposit now, you know? When it opens up again. So we're going to give him the money, because he asked for 200 new yen. Go talk to Frank. He's hanging out on the VIP balcony. Way back there on your right. He's got the only key to the elevator, and he can get you up there. Won't be cheap, though. The music out here on the floor is way too loud for comfort. The scene going down at the bar is even louder. The dealer on duty stands impassionately behind the bar. A desperate-looking young Wookiee? A desperate-looking young Wookiee is pleading with him apparently to little effect. Night, Zergo. Kroner. Alright, Silke. I'm going to explain how this works to you. One more time. I get my cash, and you get your cram. No cash, no cram, period. But I need it, Kroner. Come on. Pale skin and sunken eyes and a trembling lip all point to the early symptoms of withdrawal. I have the cash, I totally do. It's up in my room, but you guys won't let me up there to get it. What does under new management, beautiful? You don't have a room anymore. Whatever was up there, you might as well forget about it. But that was all I had. And I know, I have to get right. Soon. Well, maybe we could work out a trade. Cram for services. Services? Come on, Kroner, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Do you want the cram or not? That ain't ever gonna happen, chummer. Not now. Not ever. I give you about a half an hour before the shakes set in. When that happens, you'll know where to find me. He turns to another customer with a smirk, leaving the desperate woman crumpled against the bar. Oh, I hope we can recruit her. Silke looks up at you, a look of abject misery plastered across her face. Leave me alone, okay? I've got problems to deal with. Cram habit is a rough thing to shake. I know a place that can help get you clean if you're interested. Who, said I wanted to shake anything? Look around you. Like what you see? Of course you don't. My life is better on Cram. Why would I ever want to stop? You're not just hurting yourself, you're giving power to these assholes. So what do I care? They can do whatever they want so long as they keep selling me cram. That's my point. Look at this place. Cram is just a means to an end to these people. They'll bleed you dry and leave you with nothing, Silke. It's not like they own me. I'd just leave if I wanted to. You don't believe what you're saying. I can see it in your eyes, but it's true, Silke. You can leave if you want to. Stop it. Please just stop it. Okay? I don't need your help, and I don't want it. As strong as Silke's words are, her voice sounds unsure. From the way that she's fidgeting, you can tell that you've struck a nerve. Charisma 3. You're near rock bottom, Silke. When you hit it, there'll be nowhere to go but up. Yeah, maybe so. But what makes you think you're the one to help me? Makes you think that anyone can? Experience. But nobody can help you if you're not ready to help yourself. If you want people like Krona out of your life forever, you'll think about it. All at once, something changes in Silke's face. She averts her gaze and pauses for a long moment. Her sweaty hands clench and unclench. Finally, she clears her throat and looks back at you. What you said, it makes a lot of sense. You're right. I need help. I'll take you up on your offer. I should probably tell you, I've tried to clean up before, lots of times, and it never worked out. Take the tube to Kreutzberg, to the kiosk they call Kreuzbazaar. Look for a man named Samuel Beckenbauer. He can help you. She nods eagerly, her eyes full of gratitude. I'll do that. I will. Thank you. It's about time I left this place behind. If I never see another Kroner again, it'll be too soon for me. I should get my stuff back from my room first, though. Stupid gang closing the whole hotel. Now, see, this would be a really irresponsible thing for me to say if I said, after I convinced her to get clean, now I'll hook you up with some cram free of charge. You know, one last time. But I'm not a dick. So, we're gonna get her shit back. Really? That'd be incredible. I really need that money. I left some things in there too, you know, personal stuff. I can be very discreet. My stuff should be up in room 304. That's where me and Nadia and Sarah were staying until... well, you know. I'll be waiting right here when you get back down. So, what did you need to know? Have you ever heard of a guy named Green Winters? No, I don't. Oh, wait, yeah, I bumped into him here a few days ago. I remember because his name sounds like a type of chewing gum. I don't think I remember seeing him leave, so he's probably holed up in his room. I'm pretty sure there's still some people up there, the ones that the gangsters missed. I hear they locked themselves in. Tell me what you can about the gang that's taking over the hotel. Bad guys. I mean, real bad guys. The gang that used to run this place wasn't all bad. They kept the cram flowing, and the prices weren't too high. They never hassled me as long as I kept buying. The new guys killed them all, and they took over. And now I'm stuck dealing with the assholes like Kroner. Floor manager Frank had a thing for my girl Sarah. He was always coming on to her, no matter how many times she told him no. I haven't seen her since the takeover, but he won't stop asking me about her. Guy's a real creep. Well, that's all I can think of. I steer clear of the new guys when I can. I shouldn't have to tell you why. What can you tell me about the layout of the hotel? Well, it's a nice enough place, you know, for a factory. Let's see, well, okay, the second floor is a security station, lots of high-tech stuff up there. And I've heard some stories about the penthouse level, something about a sealed vault. There's supposed to be something real valuable in there, but nobody seems to know what it is. Doesn't stop them from talking about it, though. Thanks, you've been very helpful. Sure thing, just hurry back with my stuff, okay? I really, really need it. Okay, you know what? I am going to take a break. This seems like a good point. We finished that conversation. We've got a couple leads. Well, we've got a lead on Green Winters in the hotel. And we have a lead on how to get up to the hotel that's closed off by these new gangsters. So I'm gonna take a break, put on some VGM, and we'll go back and go find Frank and get our way into the hotel. Although I have a feeling we're probably going to talk to Kroner and whoever this party girl is first. Because dicking around is fun in these kinds of games. Enjoy the VGM until then.